3, 2.
Ain't no chatting, no liking, just action. All my just sprung on they tapping. You already know. Popping. Ain't no stopping me now, steady rocking. Watch them hate on me now cause I'm locked in. Watch the hate on me now cause I'm popping. I ain't stopping.
And the New York Giants are the Super Bowl champs.
What's going on, sports fans, football fans, NFL fans? Excuse me. I'm starving. We're about to get into this preview between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants, Thursday night football, primetime game, big game. Dallas has lost. They're desperate. They're going to come out and give everything they got. Giants trying to get on a win streak after their first win against Cleveland. And we're going to get into it right now. The Big Blue Crew Sports Network. Myself, Big Lou. My co-host on Popular Opinion Sports. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Big Blue Crew Sports Network.
What's going on, fellas? Thank you for stopping by, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that thumbs up button for the Big Blue Crew Sports Network, for Unpopular Opinion Sports, for Big Pat Sports Talk, for myself, GNATION Inside Sports, Coach Ed Gladney, Amazing World of Sports. Excuse me. Classified 3F with Joe, Man Cave, Miz in the Midday, Mac the Giants fan, Zion Zenith, and many more, man. We got a bunch of content creators grinding to make sure you guys got sports content 24/7, 365.
Facts.
Make sure you go subscribe. Big Blue Crew Sports Network on YouTube. Big Blue Crew with a K. KREW. Big Blue Crew Sports Network. Go subscribe, man. It's free. Cost you nothing to push that button. You ain't got to put no email information, create no account, nothing. Simple. Subscribe and support some brothers trying to do something positive on YouTube as opposed to all the negative shit you see all over social media. But with that being said, man, let's get right into it. NYG, how you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm maintaining. You already know, man. Ready to talk some Giants football. Ready to talk about this Giants defense. Man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you already know.
Defense, you said.
Defense. Defense.
You talk about defense.
Yup.
You cannot talk about defense without talking about the greatest linebacker,
Big
the
time
greatest
fact.
defensive player to ever play the game. Let me put this up before I mess it up.
What's good, Danny Berry? What's good, Iman? What's good, Eric Johnson? Big Pat. Appreciate y'all tapping in.
Man Cave, what's good?
What's good,
Eric
brothers?
Johnson, good evening. E-Man Perry just came in perfect time. Appreciate that. Time for us to take advantage of. Yes, we have got to definitely break that streak. We have lost the last 9 straight to the Dallas Cowboys, I believe. Got to change that stat line.
Yeah. We've lost 12 straight to Dak Prescott. So yeah, I mean, the Giants got to figure out a way to beat this team. They can't. I don't want to hear the excuses with the Giants in this game. Look, it is a short week, but they actually did you a solid for once. They gave you the game at home. And the fact is, the Giants are relatively healthy outside of a few players here and there. Now, your top dogs are ready to go. That's what you need to beat the Dallas Cowboys. If the Giants are to beat the Cowboys, they have to run the football, and they have to specifically run towards the edge.
The edges. Yep.
And that's how they beat this team. And it would be good if you get a lead on them, because if they get a lead on you, they're gonna try to run up the score, and it's gonna get ugly. That's how the Cowboys work. They're a front running team, so you have to get them down early in the game, get a quick score. However you need to do it, whether it's on defense, special teams, or offense, get a quick score and get those dudes on their heels, and I guarantee you the Giants will come out with a victory Thursday night.
Force them into becoming a one-dimensional team.
Yep.
You get a good lead on them, and then they have to pass.
Mhm.
We all know Dak Prescott cannot hold up under that kind of pressure.
Nope.
And
Not with this D
the
line.
teams that have beat them this season came out and got on top of them early. Right? And that's what they was able to do to us the last 2 times they played us last year. First game 40-0. Second game was 49-17. Embarrassing freaking games. Okay? 89-17 in 2 games is unacceptable. Unacceptable. Our defense is a different defense that they're facing. Past few years that they've played us, we haven't been able to really create a pass rush. As we saw last Sunday, we got 8 sacks in that game. It was a sack party. Chattman got one, Dex got one, Thibodeau and Burns split one. Burns got a sack strip.
Party, but yeah, you got it.
So yeah, there was Pinnock got a sack. I mean, yeah, the guys is getting through and causing ruckus in the backfield. We're gonna have to continue that trend early. Rattle Dak, get him off his mark, force him to throw some early throws or some errant throws. Now, what worries me is that most of our injuries are in our secondary.
Yeah.
We're already thin in our secondary as it is. So,
who are you worried about outside of CeeDee Lamb on the Cowboys? I mean, I know they got Cooks. But
historically, the Cowboys have killed us with tight ends.
And Ferguson.
Tight ends have been our Achilles heel against the Dallas Cowboys for a long time.
Yeah, from Witten, Jason Witten.
Going all the way back to Witten and
what's that dude they got now? Cave
Ferguson.
Shoemaker. No, it's the other dude.
Shoemaker.
Yeah, they use him a lot too.
But we also got to watch out for Kevontae Turpin in this game too.
Cannot kick that man the ball. I don't care if every kick is a touchback.
Can't let him get the ball in space either.
Well, he's a receiver now. He's a receiver now for them too.
I know he's a receiver. He was a receiver in
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean now they use him more as a receiver too now. You know what I'm saying, compared to the other years.
And Tolbert is quick too.
Yeah, Tolbert. Yeah.
Him. They like to use him in the slot, move him around on the outside.
Yeah, our whole thing is we got to get out to a lead and and take away their run game. That's what we have to do to stay in front of them and stuff like that. And I think we got the guys to do it. Because, like I said, their offensive line is inexperienced, and we could use that to our advantage. Their offensive line, they got 2 rookies on there, Guyton and Cooper Beebe at the center position. Yo, that's what we got to eat right there. Get in there and eat.
I think the big mismatch we have in this game is, like you said, Dexter Lawrence versus their interior offensive line, because they're not going to be able to block them. And shout out to Pat, as he showed in his film review earlier, I think it was yesterday, that Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns have to win those one-on-one matchups on the edge against their tackles.
Yeah.
That because they're not going to be able to stop Dexter Lawrence, and they're going to try to double, triple team.
Right.
So those guys are going to be one-on-one matchups damn near the whole game. I can pretty much see that. They got to win those matchups. You know what I'm saying? Especially on 3rd and longs. Now, what the Cowboys are going to do is they're going to get the ball out quick like the Vikings did with Sam Darnold, and they're going to try to get CeeDee Lamb in space. The number one thing the Giants have to do in this game is tackle. They got to tackle these speed guys. Turpin, Tolbert, CeeDee Lamb, Cooks. Then you got Zeke ain't going nowhere, but he could still slip away if you let him pause. And you got the other guy in the backfield, Dwaddle.
Dowdle.
DAL, yeah. So you can't let those guys break tackles and you know, I see that a lot with the Giants. I see it way too much. They tend to go into games and like they'll have the team dead to rights, 3rd and long, 3rd and 15, or whatever it is, and they'll break a couple tackles and still get the first down. The Giants can't let that happen. They have to tackle, assure that the Cowboys don't break off those long gains and get extra yardage. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of those games, like I said, due to weather, because I don't know if it's going to rain or if it do rain, it's going to be another sloppy game if it rains. And what they're going to do is they're going to try to max protect or something like that to help those young offensive linemen, so that we're going to take some away their talent, you know what I'm saying, some of the receivers off the field. If we keep coming like how we played against the Browns with that pressure, they're going to have to max protect. And when you max protect, you're going to have to take away some, some weapons off the field. So we just got to do that and also stop the run. Our big thing is stopping the run, because if we stop the run, I think we should be good. And we got to get out to a lead.
Their secondary been getting cooked too, though.
Yeah, but like I said, but this
really
game,
don't fear their secondary. I think we should run at the edges early to get them thinking we're gonna, just try to dominate on the ground, and then take our shots deep when they're available. I definitely agree we need to run and target both their edges, left side and right side. But once that starts to slow down, or you need to give your running backs a breather, you need to take your shots. Nabers has already proven that he's dependable. He can go high point the ball, and he can fight them. He can get them 50-50 balls and fight for them. Slayton, we know, is a speedster and can catch. Need him to be a little more sure-handed than he's been in the past, but I got faith in him. Wan'Dale Robinson, man, keep doing what you've been doing. I know we've been throwing a lot of short passes to him, but I believe one of them is going to break here eventually. He's going to take one of them short passes all the way to the house, or damn near to the house. Then they're going to have to respect him, and they're not going to be able to bracket both. So
I will say this, Lou, real quick before Pat chimes in. Now, I've been a big fan of Darius Slayton, a big supporter. I will say I don't like to use the word fan, but a big supporter of Slayton. But the Giants got to use Hyatt more, and especially in a game like this. They gotta, because the Cowboys are just going to be sitting on that short shit pause all game long. All game long. They got to stretch the field with Hyatt. Hyatt is the one that can do that. Slayton, yes, he has speed, but he doesn't have Hyatt speed. And guess what? You know what else? I think Hyatt will fight for that football more than Slayton. At this point, I think Darius Slayton is kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out with the Giants. And
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I think they need to go to Hyatt more.
But he's hurt. I think he's hurt.
I kind of disagree. I think they need to utilize Bryce Ford Wheaton more.
I don't.
He's a big target.
Big target.
He's a big target, and you can throw the ball high where he can get it only.
But I think I understand NYG talking about to stretch that field Hyatt.
I agree
with
what he said, except for the Hyatt thing.
Yeah.
Because Hyatt, for some reason, seems like he doesn't know where he's supposed to be. A lot of the miscommunication plays were Hyatt.
Yeah.
That's why you make it simple for him.
You
know what I'm saying? Let him do what he does. Let him run straight. Let him run a post or a go route, and you stretch out the field. You get them off their back pedal. And that's what the Giants need to do in this game, because if you allow the Cowboys to just, hang around the line of scrimmage with Lawrence and Parsons and those linebackers, they're gonna make plays. They're gonna eventually, get a tip interception, some dumb shit like that, and they're gonna get momentum. You gotta get them worried about the deep ball pause. You have to. But go ahead, Pat. You got it.
I appreciate it, man. Shoot, I got lucky. I was doing a carpet cleaning job. Didn't think I was gonna make it. I had 5 rooms, but 3 of those rooms had dresses and stuff in it. So I was like, okay, good. as far as this Cowboys game, I think all you guys are actually correct. I'm actually more intrigued by Bryce Ford Wheaton to be that possession type receiver for us, that big guy that we could throw those back shoulder passes to. I do believe that this team does not have a legit number 2 receiver because of the scheme that we're running. And I just don't think that Hyatt is ready as far as being like a number 2 receiver like everybody wants him to be. I believe Hyatt is a receiver that just spreads the field. He gets people scared of going
I think
deep.
he needs confidence, man.
I think he'll be a beast later on. I just think he's one of them slow developers.
He doesn't have any confidence because they're not playing him. And I think he's the type of player that he's gonna get better as he plays. I seen it last year.
Yeah,
But that makes you ask the question, why are they not playing him?
That's
I don't know.
issue. That's the issue because you gave him receiver 2 reps all off season, even in the preseason, and then when it comes to the regular season, not only is he not getting number 2 reps, he's not getting any reps. Period. So it's just weird. Do you not believe in a kid, or I don't get it. I do believe that you could get him open in the middle of the field, and you can actually spread the field more with Hyatt. But the thing is Hyatt just a one-trick pony, and if you're a one-trick pony in the NFL, they can take you away with ease.
Yep.
So I do believe this team needs a number 2 receiver opposite of Malik Nabers, and I know Slayton's time with the Giants is probably up after this year, and I just don't see them giving Hyatt that opportunity to be the number 2 receiver, because the number 2 receiver, can you throw back shoulder to Hyatt? I've seen him fight for the ball, like NYG says. I don't know. Is he too slight? Can he get off press coverage? Is he just too easy to manipulate his routes right now?
And I don't think he's being developed. And that's another thing why I question about this coaching staff, because again,
how do you figure he's not being developed? Like, explain. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, how do you figure?
I will. Because again, as I said, he's a player that needs an opportunity to, like, he needs the reps to develop. Everybody can't just sit on the bench and just watch. Like, they got to go out there. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I'm sort of in a new career, and you know, I was doing some training with a person, and I'm just like, look, bro, like, I learn better by doing. Like, you can tell me and write all this shit down, and you know what I'm saying, but I'm not gonna understand it really until I'm out there actually doing it. And I think Hyatt's one of those type of players. So again, you know, everybody's different, and Brian Dable as a coach, you have to know, like, you know, you can't, it can't just be like, okay, well, you just got to wait your turn. Like, everybody has to, like, you have to understand, like, who's what and who can do what, and how you need to put these players in certain positions, because with Hyatt, he needs more reps. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's a bad player. I think he can develop with more reps. And that's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think he's talking about like the play calling, like, you know, like how Bellinger's being phased out, Hyatt ain't getting plays called. They just like doing limited play calling to certain players. You know, and that's
A-Trax, what up?
You know what I've noticed is that Brian Dable is very good at phasing people out. He's very good at that. But the thing is, when you agreed with Joe Shane and trading up for Hyatt, that means that you guys should have had a plan for Hyatt if you're trading up for the player. You see what I'm saying?
Assets, right.
So what was the plan for Hyatt? Like,
You still ain't showed it.
There is no plan for Hyatt. Just like there's no plan for Theo Johnson or Bellinger right now. There's no plan. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what kind of like gets on my brain with Brian Dable on his play
That's
call.
the
There's really no plan.
inexperience. That's where the inexperience comes into play. You're a first-time head coach. Yeah, this is your third season, but you've never been a head coach. While you've been there with good coaches and stuff, you didn't take the time to pick up why they're good, what their organization hacks are, what are they doing to make sure their other coaches are implementing what they want implemented. You see what I'm saying? It seems like he's trying to take on everything, but he's not delegating what he needs to delegate to his staff.
Let me say this, Lou. You're absolutely correct about that. That's a fact. I know they know how to create a plan for a player that they draft. Andrew Phillips, they had a plan, and it's working with him, even though he got a calf injury.
Dable's handling the offense. Go ahead.
Got a plan for Nabers.
Okay. Yeah, they got a plan for Nabers. An absolute plan for Nabers. They got a plan for Motor. They got an absolute plan for Motor. They're starting to get a plan together for Tyrone Tracy.
So question. Was it a different receiver they had in mind, and then when the receiver started coming off the board, they traded up to grab one of the last ones available for them?
I think so.
Maybe Hyatt wasn't the number one guy they wanted, and then they just settled on him and traded up to get him.
They said they were willing to take Hyatt in round 2.
Yeah,
but John Michael Schmitz fell, and it was like, okay, we're going to take John Michael Schmitz. So imagine if Schmitz would have went to the Jets, they would have took Hyatt in the second round.
I think Slayton is getting in the way of the playing with Hyatt because Slayton is just a better receiver.
That's just not an excuse.
But he has a thumb injury right now.
For a receiver, it doesn't matter who you have on your roster.
It's not an excuse the way we see it, but it's an excuse the way the coaches see it. Especially when that dude is getting the money too.
But you know what?
He's getting paid though.
But he's not. He's getting paid peanuts for a receiver.
I know. I understand that, but still, it's
okay. Let's look at it.
Kareem, what up?
What's going on?
I'm just trying to make sense of it, Pat. You know
I know.
what I mean?
I'm not blasting you or anything. I'm just saying from a coach's standpoint, if I have a plan for a player, it doesn't matter what player is out there. If that player doesn't fit that plan better than the player that I thought, that player with the plan is going to play. You see what I'm saying? Like, does Slayton fit your plan better than Hyatt? If so, then okay, I see it. But they really don't have a plan for the number 2 receiver. It's Malik Nabers
or
Wan'Dale Robinson creating something right now. And that's not going to get it done against very good defenses. Although it worked against the Browns, I just think Malik Nabers is just that dude. And he made some plays that normal receivers wouldn't have made. You see what I'm saying?
But you know what? It makes sense though with Slayton. They have to showcase him. He's making the money. So I mean, if teams want to trade for him, they have to showcase him.
Making?
No, I'm talking about like what, $6 million, whatever his contract is, or more than he's making more than Hyatt is making. And like I said, I mean, he's worth more to them playing than he is sitting on the bench not doing anything. That's all I'm saying. That's why they're playing him right now. So if they do trade him, then they could fall back to Hyatt after that. They have to showcase Slayton. So some teams, wide receiver needy team, injury field team, they could trade for Slayton.
I'm telling you, they have a plan for Hyatt, but Slayton is in the way because we all know that they're basically they have the same skill set. So Hyatt just has a higher upside. So again, I think what Cave said is true. I don't know if they're showcasing him to trade him, but I do know that Slayton is gonna get those reps.
Yeah, he will
over Hyatt right now, man. And it sucks for Hyatt, but I think eventually when they decide to move on from Slayton, that's when Hyatt will,
of course,
hopefully be ready to step in. But again, Hyatt's confidence is starting to wane now, and that's concerning because Brian Dable's not giving him enough reps to satisfy him. Pause.
But also, we see when they out there in the field, who knows if he's running the right routes or he's doing what he's supposed to do on blocking
That's
plays.
true
That
too.
could be part of
Yeah.
the problem. That's why he's not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until he learns that more, that's why they're going to keep with Slayton
It's a
for right now.
disconnect. You know what I mean, between him and the
That's it.
coach right now.
That's it. I mean, it ain't nothing to it. I mean, he's going to play eventually.
But there is a disconnect. Because if he's not running the right routes and he's not doing what he's supposed to do on the field and he's not playing, and Brian,
that's his thing. He got to do that.
Here's what I think this offense needs, and that's why I commend Lou for the Bryce Ford Wheaton thing.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe if you gave that kid a chance,
mm-hmm.
I do believe he could be that possession receiver that you could throw back shoulder throws to because he has speed on top of his size. Pause. He's a 6'3" monster, 200 and some pounds, and he could go up and get the ball. So when you need a big catch across the middle, you could throw it high to him. We don't have that type of receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Only receiver we have like that is Malik Nabers, and he's going to start getting bracketed. I truly believe that the Cowboys are going to bracket him. They're not going to leave Diggs on him one-on-one because I think he'll eat Diggs alive if it's just one-on-one.
And that's why the other guys got to start, they got to start get these other guys implemented in there because they got to start thinking that way.
Point, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he's not getting the tight ends involved.
What? I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I'm just saying Brian Day was not getting enough people involved.
What's the plan for Theo Johnson? 6'6", runs a 4.5. What's the plan for Theo Johnson? Why is Theo Johnson not attacking the seam a lot in the game to make the defense get out of that back pedal? Like I say, stop running this zone to where we can cover up everything short. You want to keep running zone? We're going to get this ball to this big 6'6" monster and let him jump up in the middle of the field and keep killing your safety. If you're going to keep doing that, that opens up mesh concepts. Because if you run a mesh,
Daniel Jones has to develop the chemistry with Theo Johnson too. I see a lot of misses on some of the passes, and then Theo Johnson has dropped some passes as well. So again, you got to understand that too. There's a now with Malik Nabers, it's already there because Malik Nabers is just that dude. You know what I'm saying? With Slayton, he has it because they've been playing for years. Wan'Dale Robinson, he has it because they've been playing for a couple of years now. But he doesn't have it with the other receivers. And I see a little bit of a disconnect there with Theo Johnson, man, because Theo Johnson, that dude can get open. I think he can get open. I think Brian Daboll does need to open up the playbook more with him. I agree with you on that, Pat, but I think there does need Jones and Johnson definitely, because if they're not going to use Bellinger, apparently I don't know what happened there. I really don't.
Yeah,
but if they're not going to use Bellinger, then if Theo Johnson is going to be the tight end that's going to get the majority of the targets, which it seems, then you know him and Jones have to develop that chemistry as well. It's going to take a little time.
You know where Daboll is at fault? If you know that these guys are your future, put them in there so they can get the reps to learn. They're going to have to learn sometime. You can't baby them. You see what I'm saying? Like if you're making it known that these guys are the future, that means the people that are in front of them are like, well, damn, why am I even out here doing this if I know I'm about to be, phased out like a Bellinger, like a Slayton.
I mean, Bellinger's their guy.
I'm about to be phased out. Just phase me out. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to worry every other snap. Okay, is the phase out coming? Is the phase out coming? Is the phase that doesn't allow you to go out there and do what you need to do.
Yeah,
but you know what's crazy though? These are their guys though. They pick these guys.
Yeah, but that's why you see the mistakes, to Pat's point, because those guys they're playing on edge. They're playing like what they say, walking on eggshells. You know what I mean?
And another thing, what about these coaches? How good are these coaches? I mean, like I said, I could see Carmen Brasilla making a big difference on the offensive line. Jerome Henderson, you know what I'm saying? He's a great coach and stuff like that. How's our tight end coach? Yeah. How's the receiver coach? I mean, I know the receiver coach is what's that? GREW. His name is GREW.
I think the receiver coach is decent.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't know if the guys that he has he's able to work with. I think they're very limited. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't think Bryce Ford Wheaton can be limited if he's given the chance. But I know Hyatt is limited right now, and I know Slayton is limited. You can only do certain things with those guys. You can't run a offense where these guys could just win. You know how the Bengals go out there. T. Higgins could just win. Jamar Chase could just win.
Do you
Gesicki can
think
just win.
Bryce Ford Wheaton can just win?
Yes, if you give him the opportunity, he's shown that he can just win.
Well, that's an unpopular opinion. Hit that like button.
Well, but he's one. I mean, with the Bryce Ford Wheaton, he's a good blocker for a receiver, which is another good thing.
A very good blocker, and he's just a guy that could just win. He could be what? What's the guy? The dude that shined against the Vikings when we went to the playoffs. I can't think of his name right now.
Isaiah Hodgins.
I think he could be what Isaiah Hodgins is, except way better. If he's given a chance. Like we got people on this roster that are not given chances to shine. Like I do believe, I know you like Eric Gray, but I do believe Turbo Miller would be way more valuable to this team than Eric Gray.
Me too.
Just a fact. And then Tyrone Tracy, we got to get him out there and receiving a little bit more. When not Turbo, but when Motor needs a little bit of a rest, he could be like the power back type guy until we actually get a power back, and he's a receiver. He knows how to be a receiver. He was a receiver first before he was a running back. So like certain guys, you just got to give a chance. Like Van Ginkel, when he finally got his chance, look, he's turned into a damn good player. He had the talent. He just needed the reps.
Let me catch up some of this chat real quick. E-Man Perry, they got a shiny new toy in Malik Nabers. Yes, they do. Listening Network. Appreciate you, Jay St. G. Nerd Cage. I hate Dallas more than any other team. Okay. Maybe that's why all this stuff coming out about Hyatt. Maybe. Stephen Bloom, what's going on? Let's be honest. All thought Hyatt was deficient. We got value with the athlete, but we all know he was not a complete receiver. Dable offense is complicated. A lot of option routes. That could be it. Dallas leading rusher after 3 games is Rico Dowdle, 88 yards. BK Godson, appreciate it. Tudo with the $5 super chat. Appreciate it. He says, salute and respect to the kings of Big Blue Crew on YouTube and all the ninja hosts on the panel with their cameras off and all diehard Giants fans across the pond in America. Appreciate you, Tudo. BK Godson, man, Hyatt needs some reps. How can he get better? That's too much shelf. Damn. Put him on the shelf too long, huh? They aren't playing him to showcase him. Slayton has shown he has a connection with DJ and can produce big plays. Good point. What up, fellas? What you guys think about our missing 2 DBs ahead of the Dallas game? Well, one of them is gonna play. Because one of them's gonna play. I was listening to them this morning.
You said because I think Phillips is out.
Phillips and Dory Jackson are out.
Phillips and Dory Jackson is
coming back.
Nick McLeod.
Yeah, all right.
But I'm gonna do say this. So with the thing with Brian Dable was like, listen, we have to put points up against Dallas. We got to score. I don't want him to be conservative in the second half when we get a lead or something like that. You got to keep your foot on the gas, bro. You know what I'm saying? We are the last team to sit out here and like give away points. I know the thing with Devin Singletary sliding, he should have scored that point, but hey, Dallas is a team we got to keep scoring. We can't beat them with 21 points. We got to keep on scoring.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to score at least 28-30 to win this game.
Yeah. So we got to be in attack mode on every possession, on every drive.
And if we blitz a lot this game, they're going to eat us up with slants.
So here's a question I'm going to pose to you guys. Has Malik Nabers drawn a humongous target on his back by making NFL history, being the first receiver to have 20 catches, over 250 yards, and 3 touchdowns in his first 3 games? First NFL receiver ever in history to do that. Did he put a big target on his back with the DBs?
Of course. I mean,
No, he ain't put a target on his back. It's just that now people know what he is, and now that you know what he is, you're gonna roll your coverage towards him, and that's when other people are gonna have to step up.
I think that's what he's saying.
You
Yeah,
see
he
what I'm
has.
saying? It can't be Malik Nabers or die anymore against good teams because good teams will be like, okay, we know what you are, Malik. You're gonna get. He's gonna get his. I promise you, he's gonna get his.
We saw
But
Theo have 2 big drops. I think it's time to put Bellinger back in there and let Theo watch how it should be done. Even though Bellinger's not a long-time veteran, he's got more experience.
They don't
Theo.
like Bellinger, bro.
I don't give a fuck if they like him. If he helps us win, put his ass out there.
I mean, I'm just saying they don't like him, so they're not gonna play him.
Okay, so my whole thing is like if they don't like him,
They
that's a guy
they
that
want him in there to block.
But they the one that chose him. If that's the case, is you got to choose guys that's going to play. You can't just choose guys and mess up in the draft.
Agree.
That's the only thing. You can't be messing. These are your guys. These ain't from their other regime.
Yeah.
another thing is they have to have more trust in their offensive line. Because Manhurts is getting a lot of snaps, and Manhurts is only in there to block.
Right.
So
You're telling to play.
I mean, you can scheme it to where you don't tell to play, but it stops you from being explosive. You see what I'm saying? Like this team was built to be explosive.
Like,
You know what I'm saying? So if you got people like Manhurts on the field and you're using extra blockers,
right?
it takes your explosive plays away. Now you only got one guy that has an opportunity to be explosive, and if I got a one high safety, that dude's taken away every time. So now we have to work the middle of the field and do little short routes or try to get Malik Nabers open on comeback routes and things of such. And that's not going to work with teams that have a very solid tackling defense that are not scared of letting you catch it 3 yards and just coming up and make a tackle. And Dallas actually has a defense like that. Like their safeties are very good tacklers. So with the Cowboys, you have to beat them. Like the Saints, they were explosive against them. Oh, okay. We're going to have our front 5 block up Parsons and them, and we're going to attack you deep because you don't have the deep speed and you don't have the DBs since that one dude, Bland, is out. You don't have the DBs to cover our speed. You don't have your DBs to cover Olave going across the hole all the way across the field. You see
That's
what I'm
why
saying?
you need Hyatt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
I believe Slayton could do it too, but
He can. Absolutely he can, but I don't know how focused he is, bro, to be honest with you. I don't know. It's just I just seem like these guys are just, they're slowly getting pushed out, like you said. These Gettleman guys.
A huge factor, regardless, right? He's 7th right now, tied for 7th, 600 yards, 4 touchdowns. Now, first game, we all know that didn't go nowhere near the way we wanted it to. Second game, we lost because we didn't have a kicker. And I'm just be 100, because we didn't allow them to score a touchdown. Had we had a kicker, we wouldn't have been going for 2 after every time we scored, and we'd have won that game. Third game, defense stepped up. Offense did a lot better. I'm expecting another leap this week against a division rival. And I'm telling you, look, if DJ throws 2 touchdowns a game for the rest of the season, he finishes with 32 passing touchdowns. If he throws 3, if he throws 3 touchdowns a game for the next 14 games. Oh, that's a career high for more than most quarterbacks have ever played. So I think this season looks up for DJ. If this line continues to block and this offense comes together, all we need is Hyatt to get involved. If Hyatt gets involved and you got Wandale Hyatt and Nabers all playing at a high level, greatest show on turf, Big Blue version. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's far-fetched to believe he'll throw 3 per game, but 2, I can see him actually doing 2 per game. I can actually see him doing 2 per game and getting close.
Doable. And
yeah,
that puts him at
very
32
doable.
passing touchdowns.
And if he gets 32 passing touchdowns, Malik Nabers is going to have about 17, 18 of them. I'll tell you that now.
If he's throwing 2 touchdowns per game, the Giants are not winning a lot of those games. The Giants have to run the football. And Daniel Jones has to be a part of that running game too. I know people don't want to hear it, but
touchdowns a game, but that doesn't mean we're not running the ball. I mean, we can do a freaking play.
Well, it depends on how many points you think they're going to score. If you think they're going to score 35, 40 points, then yeah, I mean, they can get 2 touchdowns and 2 touchdowns running the ball, whatever.
Yeah,
but
that's what he mean though. You can't just have 2 touchdowns just passing and that's it. You want to get some running with touchdowns too though.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna put up if he's throwing 2 touchdowns, that means you're moving the ball pretty much, and so you're gonna be averaging around maybe 24 to 25 points a game. I think we can win a decent amount of games doing that. Just to be honest with you, and it's just gonna come to a point to where somebody's gonna have to step up because they're gonna start taking Malik Nabers away.
Right.
And this may be the first game where there may be a little bit of frustration for him. They're already gunning for him. The Cowboys are already gunning for him. Diggs are
put hands on him. You pause, and he's not gonna get the calls because you know how they do with that when we play Dallas. So it is gonna frustrate him. You're right.
But if this offensive line stays true to what they've been doing this whole season, as far as very good pass protection. Now, last week I kept telling you, I said, man, this fool. Myles Garrett is getting closer and closer and closer. Myles Garrett is a monster.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time in a long time I seen Andrew Thomas like, damn.
He really had to play that game.
And what makes it so bad, Andrew Thomas didn't play bad. It's just that dude is just that dude.
That dude's powerful.
And Andrew Thomas did it just enough to stop Daniel Jones from getting sacked 3 to 4 times. It was so many times where Daniel Jones got the ball off right before freaking Myles Garrett got there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he can handle Parsons. I don't think Parsons is going to have a game like that. And I don't think DeMarcus Lawrence is going to abuse light-skinned Jermaine like that.
So Andrew Thomas
like he was abusing Evan Neal. And I don't think our guards are going to get abused like they've been getting abused the past season. So if we have pass protection against the Cowboys, there's a lot of yardage to be had.
Yeah, I think Andrew Thomas is waiting on that Michael Parsons meeting.
Yeah, and Garrett had bad feet in that game. Man,
right.
Imagine that dude at 100%. No wonder he's getting 20 sacks a season.
Garrett is a powerful dude, bro. He's powerful.
I don't trust Brian Dable to run the football, bro.
Why? Okay, let's look this up.
Singletary. He said Singletary.
Let's look up his runs to the outside. Let's get real technical with it because I want to see this shit. Is he running to the outside with Singletary and Tyrone Tracy like that? And is he going to be able to attack the Cowboys with end arounds and wide receiver screens and different things like that? I want to see this because I don't trust that dude. Run up the middle, run up the middle, run up the middle. Curl, flat, tackle. Loss.
I know one thing. Brian Dale got to start being proactive instead of reactive.
Let me look this up.
Because I mean, if we sit here talking about they going to take Nabers away, you got to already be thinking about that.
Look.
Okay, so rushing. All right, we have 75 carries so far in the first 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
That is 22 carries a game. It's not bad. Not bad at all. And we have
how many rushes?
We got 75 rushes so far through the first 3 games for 315.
That's 25 carries a game.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that rank?
Well, yeah, that is 25 carries a game, basically. Daniel Jones has 19 of them, so those quarterback runs. So if you take away the quarterback runs, let's just say about 4 of those were playing. Now, actually, it's probably more of those that were playing. Let's say 8 of those were playing rushes. So basically 67 carries in the first 3 games. That's what 22
in the third.
Yeah, 22.3 carries a game. Do you believe that's a good enough amount of carries per game?
Nope.
Nah, we should be going for 30 or 40.
Are you serious? 22
No.
carries a game is not enough
No.
carries in a game.
No, you know I'm not serious. I'm the dude that said don't be surprised if we see like 12 carries a game with this offense.
So how many times we passing the ball in
We have 105
I'm not
attempts.
suggesting that's what we should do. That's what I was expecting to see based on the linemen that we got and based on the small size running backs that he got that was converted from wide receiver and the wide receiver that was converted from running back.
Okay,
so we're not balanced.
Okay, no, we're actually decently balanced. We got 35 pass attempts per game to 22 and a third rushing attempts per game. I think that's way more balanced than we believed going into this season, correct?
Yep, more than I believed. I thought we was gonna be way pass heavy.
Yeah.
So the whole deal is you don't trust Brian Daboll to run the ball. Not saying you off kilter, but he's been running it an average of 22 and a third per game.
I don't think that's enough.
But he said against the Cowboys, you just got to run a little bit more, be more physical to win that game.
So how many? So how many?
That'll
carries?
vary from game to game based on what type of
Exactly.
defense you're facing too. So you know,
but
if you got a weak secondary you facing, you're gonna try to throw more and exploit that. If you got a weak run defense you facing, then you're gonna try to exploit that. You know.
So NYG, is it that you don't believe we're running enough, or you don't believe Brian Daboll is going to adjust enough? You don't think Brian Daboll can adjust enough to see that, hey, they're weak to the outside. Let's get some more outside plays run. Let's run a couple more.
I think he's gonna run what he wants to run, and he's gonna stick to his game plan. And when he gets down, he's gonna panic, like he always does.
No, the season's not over.
But I think if they get up on the Cowboys and their defense is able to take over, I think they win that game easily.
Now, this is the thing that's alarming to me. The targets when it comes to passing. Malik Nabers, 37. We got 98 total targets. Malik Nabers has 37 of them. Wander Robinson has 24 of them. The next closest receiver is 10. And then there's not another receiver after that. Daniel Bellinger only has 2 targets this season. Theo Johnson only has 7. So that's kind of alarming to me right there. It has to get a little bit. Slayton or somebody like Hyatt only has 2 targets on the whole season.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It can't be, oh, he doesn't know how to run routes or whatever. You don't give a third round like 2 targets, bro. After what he showed you in
in preseason, they said he was good.
Training camp.
They said he came in better.
Like it's something else going on there, bro.
We might have to ask P. Dot in the building what's going on.
That's alarming. For Darius Slayton only have 7 catches for 66 yards in 3 games. That's alarming.
Yeah. Everything's going to Nabers, and I get it. He's a monster. But when you shut him down, what are they going to do? Do you trust Brian Daboll to figure it out? Because he hasn't. I don't know, bro.
So, I mean,
Snarf, you're on.
Oh. Hey guys. I mean, when I look at this matchup on paper, it's going to be difficult. Hell, I mean, for Daboll to try to adjust. I mean, on paper, you would say this is the matchup.
You don't never wipe your feet, say what's up, say hello, how you doing,
hello.
What's good with you guys,
What's
with
up,
kick
guys? How
in,
you
like,
doing?
subscribe, none of that. You just come right in with bang. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, man.
In my view, on paper, this is probably where, if you're Brian Dable, you want the Cowboys. They're probably the most vulnerable. Their run game sucks, but the problem is you're so straightforward in one line. You don't want to turn. On the other hand, they're gunning for Malik Nabers with their pass defense. And then that Dak is more of their offense is more pass happy than ever. You got to get ready for that. And all costs. I mean, the last time this Giants team has scored more points at home than they did on the road against Dallas was 2018, and they still lost that game.
Who was the quarterback in 2018?
Eli.
Okay. Who was the quarterback for Dallas?
I think it was Dak in his third year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know we played Cooper Rush a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper Rush beat us.
Yep. Sure did.
Beat us down, to be exact.
And 2 of the last 3 times we've beaten Dallas, what's been our point score? 20.
Yeah, they can't score. That's what I'm saying.
I don't understand.
It's a bigger issue to score at home against Dallas than it is when we're in Dallas.
I don't understand this. They don't like Bellinger or whatever. Before Bellinger got Judy chopped in the eye,
they were using him.
He was producing well. I was like, hey, we might have something with this guy. And then he got injured, and it's like they phased him out.
All because they got chicken over the fact he nearly got gouged in the eye.
That can easily be handled by wearing a visor. Like, I mean, I don't understand why you shelf him.
I mean, they really, I don't know. The plan, I guess the plan was for Theo Johnson to come in and, take that, but
they want
they're
more
not using, they want more explosive plays.
Yeah.
Out of a lot of people they're drafting, I see that they want more explosion. But the thing is,
what's wrong with sacrificing explosion for either grit and brute force or finesse? And Bellinger has at least the grit in spades.
Well, look, my thing is this. I don't think they're good at picking tight ends.
Not since Bavaro or Shockey.
No, listen. Bellinger, they didn't draft. Right?
They did
draft. They drafted. That was
they drafted.
They drafted Bellinger.
Okay,
he was playing well, like you said.
So listen, they've picked 3. They got Bellinger. They grabbed Darren Waller from the Raiders, and then they brought Theo Johnson. They drafted Theo Johnson. You mean to tell me you guys missed on 3 tight ends, or are you telling me you don't know how to scheme tight ends into your playbook?
It's more like the latter as opposed to the former.
Yeah, I just don't think they're using these tight ends correctly. Like, Bellinger's a very good tight end in short yardage situations. Every time you get him the ball in those short yardage situations, he seems to find the sticks and get a first down.
And he's a pretty hard guy to bring down. He's not a little guy.
Facts. And Theo Johnson, I truly believe he should be used more in the red zone. That's a fact, because you could use that big target in the red zone. I just think their creativity is not as good as you would want it to be. That's what I'm just going to get to. Their creativity is not as good as you would want it to be with these type of players. Because if you put these type of players with the dude from the Lions, he will use these guys to the utmost ability.
Shit, give me Sean McVay and watch what he do with the players we got.
But you know what? They're using them too much to block. That's the problem.
Yeah,
you got your offensive linemen. You got to trust your offensive linemen. These are better offensive linemen. You got to trust those guys.
You wouldn't spend all that money on offensive linemen. You got to trust them. I mean, and they've been doing good. One of you has trusted them. They've been doing good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you face some very good defenses in these first 3 games, minus Washington. But the Browns and the Vikings, those are legit defenses that are coming at you, and they held their own for the most part. Even though we got destroyed by the Vikings, they held their own. It's just that we couldn't get anything offensive wise because I believe Brian Flores just knows Dabo's scheme, and so it was just easy for him that game.
True.
But I just don't think they're as creative as they're supposed to be with these type of players. You know what I'm saying? That's why he wanted Jaden Daniels so bad, because Daniels is a guy that can create with bullshit around him, because he can get out the pocket and run around like a chicken with his head cut off. And that's what he had with Josh Allen. And believe it or not, that scheme over there with the Bills, I know how they're attacking you now. And that's why Josh Allen is not throwing a bunch of picks. And that's why he's going to be an MVP this season, hands down, unanimous.
And it's the main reason why Allen has been such a pass-happy berserker this year, because the new O coordinator knows when to put that on a leash in Buffalo.
Yep.
Dable, on the other hand, is trying to train Jones to be a pass-happy berserker, which is something we don't need at this moment.
I just don't think he knows how to attack people in levels.
But
when you look at the top offense, they attack you at every level on the field. Somebody's at every level on the field at all times, to where my quarterback has 3 options to go. I can attack you medium, deep, short. Great coordinators, they find a way to make that happen on every single play, just about. With Dabo is you got to go here or there's nothing half the time. And that's what slows your offense down. And I don't know, man.
Was Knox there in Buffalo with Dable?
Yeah.
Yes.
For not long, right? Because I think
Dabo left like a year or two after Knox was there.
Yeah, because I was going to see if he used Knox a lot. He used Knox.
Yeah, I mean it's just weird, bro. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know if he's scared to call plays with these guys. He doesn't trust them. Like, you got to put trust. You brought these guys here. You have to put the trust in them.
And this is where the problem of Dable's metal, and I'm saying this in the sense of METTLE, like his resolve and hyper-focus, is brought into question and scrutiny. The fact he sticks to one play scheme and thus is plagued by tunnel vision is doing not just him, but the Giants a lot more harm than good.
Yeah, I think with, like I said, man, Brian Dable wants a Josh Allen type quarterback, and he's going to have to make this offense work. You know what I'm saying? By basically, you know what I'm saying, doing things that he doesn't believe in offensively, which is like running the football. Like, that's the only way you're going to make this
good
offense
coaches
work, running the football,
adjust their playbook to the players that they have. And that's what you're trying to say. I already know you, because I agree with you.
It's not even that, Lou. It's the fact that I don't think he's a good coach, and I don't think he wants to adjust. You know what I'm saying?
But he did it his first year, though, NYG. He did it the first year.
And guess what? You know what? He might do it again this year to save his job. But I'm saying, we're talking about the offense and the scheme. This is not the type of scheme he wants to run. He wants to run that backyard bully ball like Josh Allen and them run, like Pat Mahomes and them run, like Lamar Jackson and them run in Baltimore. Like, that's the type of offense Brian Dable wants to run. One read, look off, take off, make a play.
So then if that's the case, why he became a coach then? Why he wanted to coach the Giants? Why he just stay in Buffalo?
They didn't want him there in Buffalo anymore, to be honest.
Yeah, I know.
Not only that, but bro, you know, you're talking about a human being looking at dollars and different things like that. You're gonna want to be a head coach over an offense.
Yeah, you want to be a head coach, but that's case then you have to adjust. You have to, and you know, you can't just.
You gotta do. You can say what you gotta do this and do that, but it doesn't mean these guys do it.
Or I'm trying to understand what you're saying, because Are you saying that he's one of those guys who's just, this is my philosophy and I don't give a fuck? If you do what I say, my philosophy will work. Is he one of them type of guys, or is he
Yeah.
one of them guys that's like, I'm gonna adjust my thought process to fit the skill set that I have to work with, right? Because Coughlin was a guy who was too strict, too stern, and until he let go of the reins a little bit and let the captains take some of the responsibility and accountability and let the guys be men instead of treating them like a high school group, right? He had to let go of the reins and say, okay, maybe my philosophy ain't going to work with this group. Let me try a different approach. Let me be loving Coughlin. Let me be. And when he did that, when he adjusted his philosophy, we won the Super Bowl. So are you saying that he's one of them guys that just won't adjust his philosophy? Not that he won't adjust certain things on the field, but just his philosophy. I want to play bully ball, and that's it.
I think it is. Hold on, let me answer Lou's question real quick. So I think it is kind of his way or the highway type deal. I don't think Brian Dable presents it as that, but it ultimately ends up being that. You got to look at patterns and situations. Look at the people he's embarrassed. Not, I don't think people say he didn't do it on purpose, but you got to think Wink Martindale. That's one situation. Mike Kafka. That's another situation. I've seen them throw tablets at multiple quarterbacks on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? You got this situation with Darius Slayton. I mean, Jalen Hyatt now. You know, the Slayton situation where they didn't want to play him and was looking to trade him before ultimately having to turn on him because of injuries. Like, they haven't really shown this warm and fuzzy attitude towards a lot of these players. So I don't think he's this type of player coach that people think. I think this dude is is my way, or I'm gonna get you the hell up out of here or phase you out, like Pat said. I think that's who he is, bro. You know what I'm saying? He did it with Wink Martindale, Kafka. Like, he's doing it with the coaches and the players, and people are seeing that right now.
Let me say this with the Dallas. The last two games that Dallas has played, Lamar Jackson only threw the ball 15 times. They ran it 45 times. Derek Carr only threw 16 times. They ran the ball 39 times and thrashed the Cowboys.
Yeah. So you mean 22 rush attempts is going to get it done?
No, he's going to have to run it at least 30 times this game, in my opinion.
Bro. 22
because if you become pass happy with them,
think he is willing to do is the question. Is that something we think he's willing to do? Or does he think, no, we're going to try my offense. I don't care that the two other guys did this and were successful. We're going to do what I want.
Well,
man,
bro, I'm gonna tell you like this.
If he was really on some adjusting shit, man, he would have elevated the 2022 offense instead of going back to what he knew in 2023. When you should have known, he should have known as a coach that this offensive line in 2023 specifically, I'm talking about last year, wasn't gonna hold up to have no drop back passing type offense, bro. Like, we should have known that.
But you know what, NYG? I think in this game, I mean, due to the weather, I think he's going to run the ball. Because even in that game that we got thrashed 40-0, we were running the ball a lot because of the weather. The only reason it was thrown because we got behind so fast.
You got to understand
we got
how
behind
we
so
gonna
fast.
run football too. Okay?
No. But what I'm saying is, in that game against Dallas, we got thrashed last year. They wanted to run the ball a lot because we kept saying, why they not throwing the ball? You know, in certain games when it was raining, like the weather was like this, that was his game plan.
Is he running it to the outside?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. See, running to the outside. Now, hey, hold on. Hey, they watching tapes, right? They seen the last two games that Dallas play. Let's see if they're gonna run to the outside. If they run to the outside, hey, there we go.
We'll see. I don't trust it. That's just me though.
But hey, to run to the outside now, you have to play the tight end. Man hurts because if you got to seal, the ends. You're going to need a tight end on that side probably.
I don't care who they play. They just need to run into the outside because that's how you're going to beat Dallas. I'm telling you.
Right.
And then, once they start creeping up, take your shots with Nabers and whoever else you want to play out there.
Yeah, beat up on what's name because Michael Parsons, he went to the sideline, He was out of breath in that game against the against the Ravens and the Saints, because they was wearing his ass out.
We're gonna switch gears. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. I'm gonna go across the panel, and I want to know if you guys think this is gonna happen at all this season. Not wishing an injury on anybody, but do you think we see Turbo Miller brought up from the practice squad and activated to the live roster this season?
Yep, I see that happening.
I don't know, to be honest. If anyone's going to get injured, it's going to be Perry.
Yeah, I can see that.
Gray.
Well, I'm not saying because of injury. That's why I said not want nobody to get injured. I think I don't like Gray. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not like Gray at all. I didn't like when we drafted him.
He's not helping himself right now either.
No,
you keep putting him on kickoff returns, and he's not a fucking kickoff returner.
I'm not because of the fumbles. I'm not even talking about. I don't like him as a running back. I don't think he's good, and I think we should run with Singletary, Tyrone Tracy, and Miller. I think that is our three backs. I don't know how the hell this guy made it and Turbo's on the practice squad. Even in the preseason games, I didn't see nothing from him. I saw way more from Turbo Miller. And when we were doing our roster prediction, I think all of us pretty much had Miller somehow making it on this team.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see Derek Gray getting any better as a running back. I'm not even talking about returning kicks.
Well, just like
I want all of you guys' opinions. So NYG, please tell me: do you think that he'll be elevated to activated to the team from the practice squad at some point?
If there's an injury, yeah, I do think so. I think they do want to get Tracy involved more. That is the running back that I would prefer to see get involved more over Gray or even Miller. And I mean,
I believe he's going to be the number one back. I do believe Tracy's going to be the number one back, but because he's a rookie, I just don't think they're going to give him that load right now. Yeah, I think eventually he wins that spot.
Well, what is Miller? He's a rookie too, right? Or
undrafted.
Yeah. Undrafted. So, like it's not anything to where I'm trying to slight the kid or whatever. I do like his skill set, but I can't really put a lot of faith in some of these cats that haven't really, because we all see these preseason Hulk Hogan's, you know what I'm saying? And again, Chattman is playing very, very well right now. So I do like the fact that he made the roster and that he is getting a shot. But for every Chattman, you know what I'm saying? There's what's that kid's name? Ramses Bartons and cats like that, you know what I mean? David Sills and shit. So like I don't want to like not let these kids get opportunity, but you know, you gotta earn it too. You know what I'm saying? You can't just come off the practice squad, get thrust to the start lineup, and boom. You know what I mean? Like it don't work that way. Same thing with Bryce Ford Wheaton.
I'm not talking about him coming up from the practice squad and being the number one back. I'm talking about, do you see Gray messing up more and them activating Miller?
Yeah, I think
sitting Gray's ass down.
I think because they're putting him on kickoff return, and you got to understand where a player's confidence starts to creep in. Mm-hmm. Look, if you're fumbling on the kickoff return, now when you get into the game as a running back, guess what? You're not confident. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say these coaches never put these players in their proper position. They never do that. They never do that. Like they're always asking them to do some shit they're not supposed to be doing, or
cross training them.
That they don't cross training them before you train them with their, like, how do you ever go into a job and they're like, all right, you're going to be, I'm just going to make a fast food example. So, well, you're going to come in and we're going to make you a fry cook, but as you're training to be a fry cook, we're also going to train you to be a grill cook and run the cash register. And you're like, hold up. Like, can I get the fry shit down first before I do the rest of the shit?
Right.
Like, and that's the shit that they don't do, bro. They don't never let these guys get comfortable in one position, man. And you're right, Lou. He set up to fail, so they're probably going to end up putting that other kid in there at some point, man, because they're just not putting this dude in his proper position, man.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, that's an indictment on the coaching staff because they're the ones who pick these kids. Like I said, they keep picking these kids and wasting draft picks because these are your guys. You go in there and you be like, "This is the guy that I want for my system," and then you get him, and then a year later, you be like, "Oh no, this is not the guy I want." It's like, bro, you can't just be wasting picks. You know what I'm saying? We got to build depth on our team. You got to pick. You got to start picking much better and developing these guys. Because you picked them, because you picked them, and you say I could work with this guy. I could work with
players. It's the development of this bad.
Right. It's like you saw something in them to draft them.
I think that's the problem. I think this new generation of coaches learned how to coach, but didn't learn how to develop talent. Because we're seeing that not just with the Giants. We're seeing a lot of guys coming out of the draft and then being bust. And they can't all be super talented in Pop Warner, high school, college, and then get to the NFL and be bums. Now, the guys that you see that are being successful are guys that are going to teams with old coaches and established administrations in place. The Steelers, the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? With these guys who have been in the league that learned and were mentored by older guys, have been coaching for 20 years, have, you know what I'm saying, mega experience. Yeah. So, you know, these young coaches, these up and coming coaches, this new generation of coaches doesn't know how to develop talent.
I mean, our receiver coach, the route running is not being coached into these receivers the way that you would want these guys to be coached into, and maybe they just don't have the talent for route running. Like, I questioned Hyatt's route running ability before we even drafted him because he didn't do that at Tennessee. It was a bunch of looping routes getting open deep. That was it, and it was tossing the ball to him. Slayton, same thing coming out of college. He wasn't really a route runner like that. Now, he has developed a little bit of route running to him, but it's not conducive of being a primary target. You know, Wan'Dale Robinson, you drafted him, you using him the way he's supposed to be used for the most part. I still think you're not using him to his full potential, but at least you have some type of idea. It's like they don't have an idea on how to use their whole roster. You know, if you're not just like that, like Wan'Dale Robinson is like that coming out when it came to route running. Malik Nabers is like that coming out. But the guy that's not 100% like that, you can't get him to his best potential with the coaching that we have as far as at certain positions. Like Hendo, you're not giving him very good options out there. You see when you gave him Drew Phillips is balling. We need a veteran. I think that's where the veteran leadership comes into. In every place that we don't have a veteran leader, that's where we struggle at. The receiver position, everybody's coming in and they're just learning on their own. There's not one veteran in there to teach them anything. That's why I wanted Allen Robinson to stay. Allen Robinson knows to tell these guys, you run a route this certain way when you're in this certain position on this certain down. You can run it this way to where you can get open and the quarterback can see you.
Situational awareness.
Yeah.
Situational awareness.
Facts. There you go. Situational awareness.
Allen Robinson has the clout because he's been a Pro Bowler in this league. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to listen to guys like that.
Yeah, his route running situational awareness is dope.
You know,
like, if he can add that to Slayton or Hyatt, they would turn into beast. But we don't have anybody like. It's like we just want to draft the most talented people. We just want to draft somebody that's the fastest. Okay, there's been plenty of guys that have been drafted and that's the fastest, but ass in the league because you don't have any situational awareness.
And it's why I wanted Adam Peters, because you know what the 49ers do? And I researched this when the Giants were in the general manager hunt, you know, with Peters, Poles, and Brian Dable. Adam Peters and the 49ers, they draft for their system. They don't care if you were like rated low or rated high, whatever. If you fit what they're trying to do, they're gonna pick you. Like that.
Yep.
That's how they draft. That's why they can get Kittles and some of these players where they get them at, because they're just picking and they're developing their system. Brian Dable, some of these other cats, Joe Shane, they don't do that. They just, like you said, they're just picking this guy's good, let's get him, and you don't have no idea what to do.
No plan. That's why people would be like, huh? When I draft somebody, because I'm drafting from my system.
Yeah.
If I'm running a power running scheme, I'm not going to take an offensive lineman just because he's high ranked and what he does best is pass blocking. No, I'm going to get that Rough Rider run blocker because I got a power running scheme. That dude's not going to fit my scheme. No matter how good he is, he's not going to fit my scheme. Just like if I have Dexter Lawrence and I need linebackers that go sideline to sideline that are fast. That's why Bobby O's such a good pick. That's why McFadden was actually a pretty damn good pick. He just has to make the tackle when he gets there because he shoots the gap like a champion.
Yeah, he can't tackle worth shit, man.
But he misses the tackle.
20% tackle rate miss, man.
So losing Blake Martinez was a huge setback. We ain't filled that gap yet.
Blake Martinez.
He doing
what Blake Martinez did was tackle like a motherfucker. That was the one thing he did.
If we could have Blake Martinez next to Bobby O, yeah.
A healthy Blake Martinez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby O is 10 times better than Blake Martinez, but yeah, I agree.
We wasn't talking about Bobby O. We was talking about McFadden.
My God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you put Martinez next to Bobby O, yeah.
I didn't compare Blake Martinez to Bobby O at all.
So Micah McFadden.
Yeah, I mean, but McFadden is just, I mean, he's not that sure tackling machine that we need, but yeah, he does seem to be in the right spots. But I mean, what good is that if you can't make the play?
That's why I like that other guy before he got hurt.
Beavers?
No, not Beavers.
Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, that dude. I think he's hurt. I think they put him on injured reserve.
And that dude Moosau, he's the same way as McFadden. He can't tackle worth shit either.
And Moosau has lesser instincts than McFadden. So
shit, we got Deontay Johnson got hurt and get back.
You know what I'm saying? I think McFadden's a good player. He just has to make the tackle, and eventually he'll learn to make the tackle.
I mean that's kind of like half-ass. You know what I mean? Though he's a good player, but he can't tackle.
He's one of those players that frustrates you.
The linebacker.
He frustrates you because he does everything right except the main thing that you need to do is tackle.
Right.
Everything else is right. He's in the right position. He knows the play.
He just don't make it.
The gap and then
make the play.
Like damn it!
He just don't make the plays. He's in the position to make the plays.
So he's a frustrated player, but I'm not gonna call him garbage. He's actually a good player.
Nah, he's not trash, man. I'm picking with him, man. But yeah, he's got to show up that tackle.
Like he does everything 95% right except the tackling. That's ridiculous.
You need that Fred Warner.
Only the Giants. You got the best linebacker in the NFL. He just can't tackle.
But the thing that baffles me.
Fuck, man. God damn it.
Oh shit.
Only the Giants.
Like you on the sideline. Good play. Oh shit.
Right. Yeah.
Good damn it. Bring your ass over here, McFadden. God dog it.
I remember we had 2 third-round picks and we passed on Fred Warner 2 times. We got Lorenzo Carter and somebody else.
Oh my God.
But who knows if Fred Warner would have been Fred Warner with us? You see what I'm saying? Like Fred Warner fits that 49er system. Now, don't get it twisted. I think he will play good in any system, but he was developed over there with the 49ers.
You know what, Mr.
Tremendously.
Burley? You have a great point. And that's something that I don't think Dable does. Dable, I have not seen him really be physical with our offense. And he tries to get too cute. Pat literally said that on one of the plays when we was playing Cleveland last week.
Oh yeah, we almost missed out on the touchdown drive because he tried
Trying
to
to
get
be too
Nabers to
damn
throw
cute.
it past to Daniel Jones. Like I said, why are you being cute? Either run it down their throat or get the ball to Malik Nabers.
And
quit bullshitting.
Dable plays timid, like he plays to not lose. And I think you have a great point there, Mr. Burley. You have to come up here and punch these guys in the freaking mouth repeatedly.
Yep.
I don't think they know how to do that, man.
Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
The way they could do that, the one way they could do that is with
Run into
Nabers.
the edges.
Yeah, I mean that too. I mean, obviously, but like I said, I don't.
If you can't guard Nabers, we'll.
I don't trust
you,
Brian
sure.
Davis to do that. But if they start scheming up some plays with Nabers early, and they get these cornerbacks like Pat say, and they backpedal and start panicking a little bit, it's gonna open up that run game, boy, and look out.
But even down interior,
like you say, Pat, butt naked, butterball over there on the edge,
ball naked on the edge, bro. Every game I've watched them, man, the edge has been bookie naked on the outside.
I've caught 2 Dallas games this year, man.
But I think their interior is bad too.
Okay,
so Smith is bad too.
On that note, let's switch gears. What are the ways you think that Dallas comes out with a W in this game?
Oh, we run the ball straight up the middle towards them. It's not going to work.
Well,
that's a fact.
If they jump out,
we run it, listen, give me one second.
That's the strength of their defense is the center of their line. I know.
Facts. The center of their defense is their strongest weapon. If you run the ball straight up the middle and do stupid curl routes and hitch routes all game, and think you're just going to run mesh against the Cowboys, you're going to get ate alive all day because you're making it easy on people like Michael Parsons. Now you only allow him to cover one spot of the field, and he can do that all day. You know what makes Michael Parsons frustrated? When he has to run all over the field.
Spread him around,
And he has to play actual.
When he has to chase.
Yeah, when he actually has to play actual linebacker. That's when he starts having to play linebacker, you're going to beat the shit out of the Cowboys because he doesn't play linebacker well. He rushes the passer extremely well.
But he can't play X receivers.
Yeah, and when you take that, when you take that away from him,
chase.
Yeah, when you take that away from him, it's over with. He doesn't want to have to hold the edge and go make tackles. He doesn't want to have to roam the field and go sideline to sideline attacking. No, he wants to go straight forward, get your quarterback. That's what he loves to do.
I mean, that's what John Harbaugh and Baltimore exploited.
Man, all game long.
The Saints exploited that.
Oh, the Saints destroyed.
The Saints did it first, and they did it better.
I mean, Alvin Kamara looked like Alvin Kamara 5 years ago. I was like, man, they can't stop this dude. When I finally looked at the film, I said, man, NYG was right.
He was running like Emmitt Smith.
Off tackle, pitch, off tackle, pitch, screen, deep. I was like,
so,
damn.
Is that something the Giants can exploit this week? With given that we kind of got into a groove with some screen passes and some short passing to the running game to the running backs early against Cleveland. If we can capitalize on that against Dallas, we can jump out in front of them early.
But the thing is, Lou, you have to earn the right to do that. We have to run the ball consistently to make those guys come up and be like, okay, we finna come stop the run. Oh shit, here's a screen to the outside with Tyrone Tracy. If we don't run the ball effectively, none of that matters against this defense.
And the disadvantage the Giants have is when the pile gets muddy, as they say, you know, do you trust these running backs to be able to stretch out and get those tough yardage? That's my concern. And the ball protection. as we mentioned, with the fumbling. Because these running backs are light, bro. That's why we talked about the power running back. You're light, man. Look, sports don't change. It's, big people win, a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a sport like football. And when you're smaller running backs, trying to get those tough yardage inside, a lot of funky stuff happens. And, you get those fumbles and you get those weird plays. And that's my concern with this team, man. They're just not physical, as you mentioned, as the commenter mentioned. It's strange, man. I don't feel comfortable with the Giants making those type of plays. I feel like it's big play or bust with this team. In this game, particularly, because Dallas isn't gonna let you just dink and dunk your way down the field. They're not gonna let you do that.
You're playing right into their hands if you do that. That's what they want you to do. Any team that can run the ball and attack them deep, they get punished. But if you're a team that becomes one-dimensional because they make you one-dimensional, they're going to punish you. Mm-hmm. That's how that team is built.
Yeah.
I think somehow if our linebackers could take away that middle, we can drop back a little bit, take away that middle.
It's gonna be on offense, bro. This is what you guys got to understand, because the Giants defense will hang with the Cowboys. They will. Yeah, you know what I mean? They always do. They're not gonna it's not gonna be like 21-0. I don't see that unless the Giants offense just turns the ball over and gives them easy,
or continues 3 and out.
That's the only way. So it's gonna be on the offense, man. People want to put it on this defense, and this defense isn't perfect, but this Giants defense has been pretty solid since Dexter Lawrence has came to form. And it hasn't let up. You know what I mean? They've gotten some games where they've looked bad, but I never feel bad about this Giants defense going in there just getting smacked around unless the offense lays down. That's the only time they get beat up.
Because they're on the field for way too long.
Right.
And get exhausted.
You're on the field for dang 40 minutes. Like, God damn. Yeah, I can't get shit, coach. Take me out, son. Gatorade break.
But Stephen Bloom says, weren't we just complaining, and Dable has stressed we need to be more explosive as an offense and we can't rely on 18 play drives, and you're saying run more. We're saying Dallas can't stop the run to their edges, either side, left side or right side.
And you don't have to just run to the edges. You can do screens. You can do
short passing.
Yeah, you can do reverses. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. It's not just simple like just run to the outside. I mean, you have to attack the edges, is what we're saying. Right. So maybe it was too. I simplified it too much, but yeah, just attack the edges. Any way you want to do it.
And the more you run, you're going to negate their pass rush, so they can't pin their ears back.
Mm-hmm.
Good point, Mr. Burley. Says the run game is the key for the Giants. They won't double Nabers if you are controlling the ball on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you have to establish the run in the beginning anyway. That's the only way you're going to get them to back up a little bit.
Thank you, Deception. Appreciate you, brother.
It's good, Deception.
What's good, Deception?
Block. Damn, I'm that behind.
Yeah, Kaiser. You see what type of tight ends they like, though. I mean, does Bellinger fit the mold of Kaiser, Theo Johnson, or Darren Waller? Y'all ask yourself that.
Nope.
The Ravens and the Saints neither threw the ball 25 times against Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they ran the ball right at there.
Because they're smart enough to know the weakness. Dable, on the other hand, is stubborn.
Yeah, you're right, Matt. He's stubborn, and that's my issue.
I mean, I had the same issue with Thibodeau. Why do you think I called him a tin man? The inadaptability. It's the same principle with Dable.
But Thibodeau is winning games. Dabo's losing. That's the difference. You can be stubborn and win games, and people just say, "Oh, well, That's who he is. And you're losing. It's what the hell are you doing, dude? Bill Belichick was stubborn.
Yeah,
Bill
but he had
Parcells was stubborn, but they won.
Yeah, because he had the team and the system to back up his stubbornness. Dable does not.
Exactly.
And unless he pulls his, and pardon my mouth, Lou, but unless Dable starts to pull his head from his own ass, i.e. realize his system is not working with this team and learns to adapt to a play style that does work with this core, at work, at best, I don't see this team winning more than 5 with the way it's played out.
I'll tell you what, to the gulag with that negativity, sir. We don't do that around here. We are a positive sports network, sir.
Well, someone's got to be the cynic in here, and something. It's usually me.
Tyrone Hall says, I believe Dayball took the play calling in a panic mode for job security. If it fails, I'd fire him. Damn.
Yeah, it ain't looking good.
Fair enough.
Looks like
guy had
Kafka's play
Super
calling
Bowls.
was better.
Dable actually has like 6 rings. He's been part of like 6 Super Bowl championships.
But you know one thing, real quick,
Just not as a head coach.
About Kafka's play calling. I think he coached the Senior Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And in that game, I watched his play calling. I was specifically watching that because this was during the Shrine game. That's right. He was the coach of the Shrine game, and he actually ran the ball in that game quite a bit. Like his play calling wasn't bad. If you go back and watch that game. So I don't know, man.
Well, he's only allowed to call the plays that his coach is implementing.
Yeah, and it might have been Dable calling the plays the whole damn time. Who knows?
Dable was calling the plays, but not calling the plays. If you understand that, like
You know
his
what I mean?
plays. I mean, I think it was
But
his plays.
He's not deciding when to call what. Yeah.
Yeah, and Kafka was like, man, I want to implement something else into this, and Dable's like, no, my playbook is my playbook. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think they just gave him that assistant head coach job to keep everything sane. He didn't want to. It would have looked bad if he would have lost Wink and Kafka in one offseason. You know what I'm saying? So, because to be honest with you, when you're looking at it, I don't think Kafka has anything to do with this team right now. Like anything.
He's just there, pretty much.
Danny has said Dable's taking input and talks to him about what he likes and wants, but it's all within the scheme of a vertical passing attack offense.
So then how in the hell is you taking what he likes and wants? It's like, well, I mean, shit, if it don't fit with you, you know, I don't do vertical passing, Dable. Well, hell, I can't really use any of your plays then. So, like, what is your input? You know what I mean? Like, it don't make no sense, man.
Albert Burley says, run the damn ball. You don't throw at Dallas. You're letting them off the hook.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't run it straight at them like that because they have too much. You got to make those dudes run, bro. They don't like to run like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it makes you wonder. It makes me wonder if it would have been better for Kafka to be the head coach, for Kafka and Dable's roles to be reversed.
I just think he should let Kafka call the plays. If he's offensive coordinator, let him call the plays. I mean, damn, because
that's a fact, Craig.
We all wanted Dable to call the plays. Me too, but when it looks like this, I mean, you know, I mean, he can't go back now, but I mean, Kafka should have been calling the damn plays in the beginning. Because he's the offensive coordinator.
I mean, it makes you wonder, how long do we as Giants fans have to play the role of the watchdogs, calling the team's front office, the owners, and the staffs out, staff out for their apostasy to the passing game, their injustice to the poor of the coaching staffs, and to the players. How long do we have to play the prophets for this team? Answer me that.
Who are you asking?
What's the question?
I don't know what the question is. No.
What you say?
I'm asking, how long do we as fans have to play the role of the team's watchdogs, crying out and calling out the incompetence, apostasies, and injustices of this team's front office, management, and coaching staff?
Can you write that down and email it to me, and then I'll email you.
He said we're gonna do it until they get it right, man.
Dallas can't run the ball or stop the run, but they will attack the Giants secondary. Dallas cannot come back from 10 down, however. Listen,
Well, we got to get out to a lead
We're
first.
getting a desperate Dallas team that has their backs against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So they coming to play.
Mm-hmm. We better be ready to play.
Facts. Because we not, we're going to get blew off the field again.
I blame the colleges for these offensive linemen. I'm sorry, Hyatt doesn't have that shake in his game. Nabers and Wandell do. Martinez was slow, definitely, but he was a sure tackler. Micah Parsons is all right, but when your front four is getting pushed back in his throat, he cannot be effective. Pause. I understand what you meant, though. Prince Castro, shout out for the $5, man. Appreciate it. Says shout out to DJ for validating my YouTube comments. A solid pocket and the #1 wide receiver, and he will make sparks. Hashtag #Fee5FoFum. Appreciate you very much, Prince Castro. Think that's Big Pet. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's got to be.
I agree with you. Joe Shane needs to draft better. He has some misses for definite. Evan Neal was a miss. Yes, he is.
Hey, didn't we all want Evan Neal?
No. I actually wanted Ikem Ekwonu, who's just as bad, but yeah.
He's another bum.
A bum.
It's another
Dak
bum.
loves using the tight end. Pause. Watch out for Ferguson.
As far as I'm concerned, the only way we're going to get Evan Neal to
The Saints hit it first like Ray J. Horrible, Brandon J.
You know what we do? We put him in a kind of. We take him out to a farm and have him chase a chicken around it. Chase a chicken.
Chase a chicken.
What?
He's his pet cemetery.
No, I'm going the Rocky route. Rocky 2, the chicken chasing part of the training.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Well, hey, the game will be
New
here.
to the Big Blue Crew Sports Network, we will be calling chicken chasing.
Right.
Pause.
By Mets.
Said choking chickens by Mets. Pause. Kung Fu Grip version. Stephen Bloom, that TD pass to Theo was 100% catchable.
Yes, it was. It's like Theo Johnson's a tick slow right now.
One way to beat
They gotta learn that NFL speed league game. But I think it's coming something different. Like we ain't had an offensive line that's competent in a long time.
Yeah, but the offense, well, I mean, I guess it looks a little better, but it just.
I mean,
I don't
Slade
know.
ain't
Still
used.
very underwhelming.
Hey, I guess Jones is like this is the first time he ain't got to worry about Evan Neal's side like that, right? Coming at him.
Yeah, I mean, must be nice, because I know that was a nightmare. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we getting a team that's desperate and is coming to try to keep their season alive. So it's It's gonna be a hard fought game, man, and we normally don't do well in primetime games. It's a short week. We have an injured secondary, and all of them things counting against us. So the only thing that's gonna rally this team is Daniel Jones, Malik Nabers, and the captains in that locker room. They have to say, you know what? We're tired of being the laughing stock of the NFC East. We're tired of losing to these guys. We're tired of all the shit they say in the media. Let's go out here and make a f***ing statement and put boots to asses.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this with
Let's finish our story this year.
With Trayvon Diggs, they've had to do a lot of double moves or something like that because he likes jumping routes.
You think our offense is creative enough to do double moves?
Hey, the offensive line can hold up much better than the past because guess what? They're gonna be sitting on it.
I'm
They're
just
gonna be
trying to
sitting on
think
it.
of when I've seen some of those plays. I think I've seen it in 2022.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, if you know a cornerback, you study him, be like, yeah, this guy likes jumping
No,
routes.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
because they're gonna be sitting there waiting on them short passes. So
you have to do that, but it's just, I don't know, man. Brian Dable to me has a lot to prove. So beat the Cowboys at home Thursday night, then we could talk.
well,
Because I don't trust him.
Well, one way we're gonna find out one way or another tomorrow. We're gonna find out one way tomorrow.
I don't trust him.
That's all I hear from you, bro. I don't trust him.
I don't trust him, bro.
Fucking gloomy.
For real, yeah. Follow that nigga when he go to the store. I don't trust him.
I'm gonna hop off, guys.
All right,
man.
We get tired by damn self, man.
Yeah. We're probably gonna end it here, fellas. It's been a long one. We started out late. Started out late because it wasn't my night. I was just filling in. Pause.
You ready for the big game tomorrow?
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, make sure you guys subscribe to all of these great content creators on the panel. Definitely make sure you go subscribe to the Big Blue Crew Sports Network, the one central location for all of the sports content and needs and concerns, all your roster updates, injury reports, who got traded, who got canned, who got off the field stuff going on, anything sports related that you want to know or need to know. We got you locked down on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network, man. Make sure you go subscribe, hit that bell icon so you be notified every time that we post or go live. And make sure you go subscribe to Big Pat Sports Talk, Man Cave, Unpopular Opinion Sports, Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports, Classified 3F with Joe, Miz in the Midday, Mac the Giants fan, Zion Zenith, so much more content creators we got grinding daily to bring you the best sports content 24/7, 365, man. While you at it, go stop at Big Pat Sports Shop and copy some merch, man. Go stop at G Nation Inside Shop and grab you some merch. And if you need to travel anywhere and go see your baby, go see your loved ones, go see your mama, your daddy, go visit a tomb, whatever the case may be, man, make sure you go to Get Out Travels, man, and book your flights, your hotels, your Airbnbs, whatever you need. Get Out Travels, man, one of the official sponsors of the Big Blue Crew Sports Network, man, and we appreciate them. Make sure you go over there and put in the promo code Kiss My, you know what I'm saying? No, that's not a real promo code. But go Out Travels, man. Get Out Travels. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if that one's gonna work.
That's 50% off.
Shit, be free.
Make sure you go subscribe, man. Make sure you go to Get Out Travels, man. But you guys got anything you want to say before we go smack the shit out of Dallas tomorrow?
Giants 23, Dallas 17. We get a victory against Dallas. Finally, in prime time, Daniel Jones throws 2 touchdowns, one to Malik Nabers, one to Wan'Dale Robinson. We get a rushing touchdown from Devin Singletary. We miss an extra point. We kick a field goal at the end of the game to go 23-17. The defense comes up big and stop them, and we get out of New York 23-17.
NYG.
Well,
he's not.
I kind of see this one going. I initially I thought about the Dallas Cowboys winning, but I mean, at some point the tide has got to turn, right? I mean, at some point the Giants have got to get this Cowboy pause, out of the way. So I'm gonna go with the Giants here. I'm gonna go. I don't know, for some weird reason, I think they're gonna score a lot of points. So I'm gonna go 35 to 32.
Let's go. Okay. Man cave. What you got for him?
Man, with
35-32 says anybody.
35-32 with an improved offensive line, defensive line, the trenches. I think we finally got a little bit closer to Dallas in the trenches. And Tyrone Tracy, I think he's gonna have a breakout game, man. For some reason, I see him having a breakout game tomorrow night. So I'm gonna go New York 28-24 over Dallas.
Okay, so you and E-Man Perry both got 28-24.
Oh, that's what he got? Okay.
Yeah. And first, real quick. Let me see here. Make sure you go get your pick'ems. All right, you got to pick tomorrow's game, so you won't be
right.
So you won't end up like me the first 3 games of the season, not getting your damn Thursday night pick. So I'm gonna go right now so that I don't forget to pick my Thursday night game.
Yeah, I did that at work today. I was like, man, we do play tomorrow. Let me go ahead and pick you.
Thursdays come real quick. That games come real quick.
Them Giants.
Who's playing for the Panthers? Is it Andy Dalton?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I picked the Panthers too.
Who they playing? The Bengals?
They
Bengals.
playing the Bengals.
Man, they can't lose to the Panthers too.
Yeah,
dude.
Bengals ain't gonna lose.
Oh, if they lose to the Panthers too, you better get them up out of here. Three.
I think the Panthers.
Tired of getting my ass whooped.
Now you gotta talk about Joe Burrow stealing money.
No, they're not gonna do that. He's
no.
No, they like him. They like him. Trevor
Lawrence, yeah.
Trevor
Wow.
Lawrence he's the new now. He's the new whipping boy now.
Yep.
Unless you're a Giants fan. Oh, he's still better than Daniel Jones.
Yeah, somehow.
Hey, I want to know, is Deshaun Watson better than Daniel Jones?
Fuck no.
I want to know if they agree with that.
Go with Todd. He calls him. Todd calls him Massage Watson. That shit funny.
People say like, well, I'll give up a 2nd round pick for him. I'll trade a 2nd round pick for
You
Deshaun
said
Watson.
that shit doing a live. I died. I said, what? Massage Watson?
That shit had me dying, bro. Not Massage Watson. Oh man.
You sound like a straight villain. Man, you sound like a super villain. Massage
Going up
Watson.
against Massage Watson.
He got a black cape with Robin goggles.
I got the Giants winning 31-24.
Okay.
I can see that.
Hell yeah.
So it's a consensus. The Giants are winning across the panel.
Facts.
There you have it.
DJ throws 3 tomorrow. 3 touchdowns.
If he throws 3
Yes,
touchdowns, 2 of them are going to be the Malik Nabers. I promise. That dude, stay a target of Malik. And I tell you, they was going to make him like Stephon Diggs that one season when he had like 168 targets. Nigga, I be knowing what I'm talking about, nigga. That dude.
Yeah, they said he's on pace for 154.
Like 158 targets, bro.
Yeah.
That's
NYG,
crazy.
NYG, that's your comment down there at the bottom. Frank Waves.
Oh, for Malik Willis. Yeah. I know some other people that were pretty harsh on your boy about Malik.
Shit about Malik Willis.
But it is what it is.
He played the coach that
I
threw
appreciate
3
you.
interceptions.
I appreciate you, Frank, for coming through and manning up and saying what you said just now. I appreciate it.
Man, until next time, y'all know what it is.
Welcome to the Big Blue Crew Sports Network.